The crown of The Last of Us King is mine, or at least it is going to be. Now you guys loved the last video where I beat Hillcrest in the second game without killing anybody, which I am so unbelievably grateful for, thank you. But I needed to put some pep in my step and do something a little harder this time, which is when I had the brilliant idea of doing something similar to the last challenge, except in the first game, on one of the hardest parts of the game, the ending, the Firefly Hospital. This hospital is filled with roughly 25 to 30 fireflies, all very aggressive and angry dudes trying to find you and kill you. Now what's the catch? Again, last video I did Hillcrest but I couldn't kill anybody, meaning I could still use stun bombs and throwables, like bottles and bricks, to distract the WLF, which made it a lot easier. So originally I was like, okay, let's make a video where I save Ellie from the Firefly Hospital without killing anybody. But I did a little research and found out that that'd be too easy. A lot of people have actually done that. You just stealth and use distractions. It's still hard because there's just so many people, but it's still very possible. And again, a lot of people have done it. So I was like, let's try something I haven't seen before. Let's beat the Firefly Hospital on grounded, which is the hardest difficulty, but I can't kill anybody. I can't use medkits, I can't use weapons, I can't use throwables like bottles or bricks, I can't use stun bombs, I can't use anything. Simply just my feet. Again, on grounded. There were parts of this challenge where I said, holy shit, this is impossible, and thought about just not doing it, but I kept trying and I pulled through, and this was one hell of a journey. Damn near impossible. But anyways, let's get into this. I love you. So let's load up the old Last of Us and get this shit going. Now I kind of had an idea of a plan when jumping into this. I knew that these first two guys were going to be walking my way, so I had the plan of getting behind them and then going on the window that's right here, and then meet them on the other side where they're already going back the way that I originally went, hoping to never have to come across them again. And I knew from my previous playthrough that neither of these rooms had fireflies in it, and we also know this because the cutscene just before the gameplay had shown these rooms and there's nobody in it except the one firefly that Joel did some crazy things to. But the fireflies are all coming from the opposite side of these rooms. So I waddled my little ass through these rooms, and so far it's looking just alright, you know what I mean? So I see this opening and there's no one in this room at this point, so safe to go in here crouched and make a plan. So shout out to this random Reddit user who posted this, but we are in this room right here. We need to get over this window and run to this curved hall, and we'll deal with that room when we get to it. But the problem now is there is fireflies behind me and to the left of me. But thankfully the guy to the left wasn't looking my direction, because this whole run I haven't been spotted yet. But now it is impossible to stealth because we have to make a run for it. We have no other option because the dude behind me would spot me. So I ran for it and had the rudest awakening ever. Holy shit. You can guess what happens next. Now I want to make something clear. You cannot just jump over this window and stealth away from these guys, because the second you jump over, they notice you. And you also can't go this way. Like going straight once you first spawn in will not work. It is literally impossible. Like you are not getting through that hallway. No way in hell. And also, this is the easiest part of the whole challenge because it's a much more open space compared to the other floor. But to even get there, we have to add to this whole genius plan of mine, because I can keep trying to run to the same place the same way over and over again. Nothing is gonna change. I need them to be away from this area without using a bottle or a brick, which is gonna be rough. So what I decided to do in my second run was go back to that same spot I was at, because this is the best route out of the options that we have, and just stall for a little bit so that the AIs will like walk around a little bit and hopefully walk away from where I need to go, which would obviously make it easier for me to make an escape. But then I had the idea of what if I just got purposely spotted and then have them chase me to another room, and then I can stealth back to where I was and then go from there. So that's what I did. I purposely got spotted, I ran to a different room, and the soldiers most definitely moved around the map a lot more instead of staying in that one spot. So I kind of played Ring Around the Rosie until I thought that I had the perfect opportunity to get to where I needed to go. But unfortunately, trying to get there got me spotted before I wanted to get spotted, so my plan kind of went to shit. But I was like, to hell with it. Let's just run for it. Maybe God will bless me. And to my actual surprise, he did. Okay, pause. That was crazy. A lot of stupid decisions on my part. Why did I crouch right behind this dude? I have no damn clue. But also, how did he not notice me at first? I have no damn clue. But don't stop your adrenaline because there is no break. We are on to a part that I thought was impossible. So we made it to the curved hallway that we were trying to get to, and how the game is supposed to work is you run behind this counter, and then about 2 to 4 soldiers run up with guns looking for you, and the game wants you to shoot and kill them or distract them while you're behind the counter. But fortunately for me, I'm doing a wild ass challenge, and I can't do any of that. So while I'm behind this counter, just waiting for my death to come, I'm like, well, shit, I might as well run for it, which went horribly.
Come on down there.
So now I'm like, what the actual fuck am I supposed to do? There's 2 guys initially that are there. So if you jump over the counter, you immediately alert them. And if they don't kill you, that dude does. And if that guy doesn't kill you, the guy who breaks through the fucking door kills you. I felt defeated. And damn, like I was so happy to make it to this curved hallway because I didn't think I'd get it on my second run. And then it all went to shit. And now what makes this even worse is there is no checkpoint in this hall. Yup. You go all the way back to the spawn point where you have to repeat the same thing again until you just luck out, I guess. Also, for those who don't know, the way forward is through those doors right there, the doors that the guy busts through. So yeah, just wanted to make that clear. So I tried again this time, and I decided to hide behind a stretcher like a jackass to see if maybe they would look behind the counter and see I'm not there and then go somewhere else and just leave me the fuck alone. But this went how you would expect it to. And I tried over and over and over again, trying to see if that guy who's in that little hallway will go search with the other soldiers, cause then I could run through that little hallway without dealing with him. And then just maybe I'll have a chance at getting behind that wall to shield from the guy that busts through the door, and then I'll figure out what to do when we actually get to that point. But that whole plan didn't work until a shit ton more of runs. Now this run I went the same route, and there wasn't a guy in the hall, so I was like, oh my god, maybe this could be the run. But the guy that's usually in the hall was waiting on the other side for me, which I did not expect. And I ended up behind this couch, and that ended up how you think it would. Now, like, man, I tried over and over and over again until this run happened, where I had a nice clean run into the curved hallway. Well, I took one shot, but we're all good. And then I got to the counter, trying to find the perfect time to start running, and there it is. The guy who was originally in that little hallway is now searching with the other soldiers. So now I should have a clear path to run to this wall so we can cover from the one guy who busts through that door. As long as the 3 guys that searched for me don't shoot immediately, then maybe I'll have a chance at running to that door from that wall. And then this happened.
Come on down there. Do you hear what I... He's over here!
I fucking finally did it. This took a long ass time, and I wish I had my live reaction because I was freaking out. I really thought that shit was impossible. And thank Jesus I had a second to chill and just take in the fact that I'm actually doing this. Because once you go upstairs in this room, there's nobody. Ugh. Just enjoying the feeling of success. But little did my little ignorant brain know that the next section was going to be the hardest part of the entire challenge. So once you get past all of the sunshine and rainbows in this peaceful room, we are entering the hardest section of the entire challenge. So I'm gonna be so real with you guys. That first part of getting past the curved hallway and making it to the staircase wasn't the hardest thing in the world. I know, I might have exaggerated just a little teeny tiny bit, but I'll tell you what, I'm not exaggerating. This part of the challenge, like at least at face value, it's fucking impossible. And before we dive into actually attempting this, where are we supposed to go? How many people are there? And what's the strategy? So let's quickly answer those questions. So the goal is to get to the double doors at the very end of the hall. It sounds fairly easy, but it is absolutely not easy. Now the second question, there is about 7 soldiers if I counted right. It's about 7 or 8. I know that number isn't like crazy, but when we look at the map, you see how dense and small it is. And that makes it so impossible to get past these 8 soldiers without getting bodied. There is no room to stealth or to get any distance on these people without getting killed because they're all spread out through this tiny map. Now the final question, what's the strategy? 4 words. I don't fucking know. Like I actually have no clue. So let's jump into this and just feel this shit out, I guess. So obviously we have no chance of going this direction. I mean, for the hell of it, let's try it out. And yeah, this shit was not an option. So we have to stick through going through this room, and we'll call it the scanning room. I don't know if it's actually called that, but it just needs a name. And going to the left from here is a no-go. We won't be able to make any progress that way. So if we go forward from here, we see this guy who kind of camps this room, and he is, I guess you could say, the protagonist of this part of the level. He's really the main issue, because we can go through his room and then go up and jump out through that window, and we'll be at the end of the hall and we can escape, assuming there's not soldiers directly in front of that door. But unfortunately he's there. Yeah, that's an issue. And I ran a little test to get an idea of what we're dealing with here, and when we run through his room, we see there's another motherfucker who was camping behind this counter or box, whatever. He is also going to be a big issue. And again, this is quite literally the only way I see us getting to that end of the hallway. Like, every other way is a death sentence. So we have to somehow dodge these two guys, because like I mentioned before, if we get to that room behind the dude who's behind the crate, we should be good to then jump out of the window in that room and get the hell out of here. Again, assuming there's not soldiers camping the door we need to get to. If there is, well, that'll suck. So I did a shit ton of runs where I just ran for it without like any serious strategy or plan, just me relying strictly on luck. And that didn't really seem to work. So I was like, let's try to like outsmart them somehow. Let's run in front of the door where there's the billion soldiers just planted with fucking rifles to get their attention and keep their attention at this door. And then, like a genius, crouch walk back over to the area where we need to be, and they didn't see me walk back over to that area, so maybe we have something here. So going back to this specific soldier at this window, his attention was focused on the door that I was just at. So I thought, okay, maybe we could sneak past, but we are on grounded, so I forgot like it's more realistic. So he saw me in his peripheral, how do you say that word? Peripheral vision, which ended up with him alerting the other soldiers where I'm at, but something really interesting and weird happened. So I thought he would just come around this door and kill me, so I run to jump through the window, hoping on a miracle, and I guess I got a miracle, cause his ass runs the opposite direction of me and doesn't try to kill me. And that was really fucking weird, but I'm like, whatever, this has so much potential, so let's just keep running to get to the end of these rooms and run to the damn exit. But that's when the other soldier behind this crate box, whatever the fuck, peeked up with his gun, aimed at me. My life flashed before my eyes, and then he does the unthinkable. He puts down his gun and ducks. What the motherfucking fuck is this? You know what? We are not gonna question it. Some things in life you don't question, and this is one of them. And as we keep running, keep in mind there's a bunch of damn soldiers to my left. Like there's just an open door and windows. So me not getting killed here is also a miracle. But then we get to the end of the room, and there it is. The double doors that we need to get to. But this soldier was running in the room that I'm in to trap me, but then the other soldier that he was hanging with is just chilling on the other side of that counter, and there really ain't shit I can do but just try to reach those doors. And then reality hits. There is no goddamn way we can reach those doors with fireflies just chilling behind this counter. So that's an obstacle in of itself, but keep in mind that me even getting to that point and getting past the first two initial guys was literally luck. Like, I don't know why they didn't kill me. So as I tried and tried again to get back to that point, I kept failing because it's fucking hard, man. So fast forward to this run where I do the same method. I distract the guys who you first run into so that their attention is at the door. So then the guy that's a real problem isn't looking my way. So I tried to walk past him, he notices me, you know the deal. But something different happened this time. Instead of, again, trying to shoot and kill me, this jackass jumps out the window away from me for whatever reason, and I just saw my opportunity. So I pull this off again and again, and I die the same way every damn time. Until this very odd run, where I do the same exact thing, and distract all of them by running by the door, then I go to try again, waiting for the right moment, and that's when this dude just stares at me right in the fucking face and doesn't react. I literally thought I broke the game, because then his buddy in the room behind him also gets stuck. and the soldier to the left of me also gets stuck. So I thought maybe I'm safe to run. So I run for it and I get away from the first dude, but also me moving triggered the other guy to go back to his main position, which is crouching behind this box. But of course, like the jackass I am, I just ran into him instead of going around him, so he almost killed me, but I was alive and I had faith. All I needed to do was to get to the position I needed to be in right at the window without getting shot. Now I'm just feeling out the situation, trying to find the perfect opportunity to run for it. But of course there was a soldier right here, which I just totally thought would be the end of me, like no doubt it would be, right? So I just wait until hopefully he crouches back down, just so I can have the best odds of making it to the doors. And that's when this asshole decided to jump in the room that I'm in through the window that I'm directly under. What the hell, right? I had no option but to just run for it. And somehow, some way, this dude is not looking my direction. I was able to run past him. Oh my god, this actually fucking worked. Oh my god, like actually this was insane to me. I was freaking out because this shit was so unbelievably difficult, like really hard, man. Now I am not the best player of Last of Us or anything like that. And in fact, this challenge was not actually the hardest thing ever. And I know that you super Last of Us players who are really technical about things are gonna watch this and you're gonna know that I am not the best, not even close. But this challenge was still pretty fucking wild and pretty difficult. And now to end this off, I want to ask you guys to tell me what the hardest challenge is. Something you haven't seen anyone do, but it still has to be technically possible obviously or else I couldn't do it. But whatever the top comment is that's recommending a challenge, you guys have my word. I will do it. Thank you all for the support. I love you.